What is it like to live in the divine flow? What is it like to drop into God's flow and go with it? We've all heard go with the flow, right? And it's a great term, but I don't know if most of us actually know what that means. For me, that has been a priority in my life for a long time. And there are certain reasons for that. When I look at certain charts about this life, that was definitely, or that is definitely one of them, to really be in the flow. And it's been a process of learning what that's like. What is the flow? How do I know if it's the flow? How do I drop into the flow? And how do I flow with the flow? So, of course, I don't know what it's like for you or anybody else. I know my flow, and I'm getting to know it better and better and better every single day for years. So, for me, the flow, it's like a sensation inside. I'll give you an example right now. When I do these videos that I put on YouTube here, I start feeling something. It's like there's an energy buildup. It's not strong. I can easily ignore it, but I can't really ignore it anymore. I know the feeling of it. So it's like an energy, an aliveness, an inspiration. And it might come, well, it usually comes with some kind of a theme or something that I would like to share from my own experience that is meaningful to me. Like, for instance, I was actually sitting down I had another inspiration before I sat down here, and then there was a shift. So I know that's probably for another video. But what was important for me first to share is how this flow flows in or as me. So it comes as some kind of a hunch, an energy, an inspiration, an idea, an aliveness. And many times I just know the very first little bit of this wave that's coming in. You know, I can just feel the beginning, where the wave starts breaking, and I have no idea what's behind it. You know, maybe right behind it, but further down, I don't know. But I can feel it. It's moving. So what I do then, it's like I jump on this wave, and then I start surfing it. I have used that metaphor of surfing your own wave for many years. And it is a practice to learn how to surf your own wave, how to recognize your own flow. And it's not anything like anybody else's. That's why nobody can tell you what your truth is or what your flow is. But in my experience, it's really important to find out, what is my flow? How does the divine flow in and as me? I want to know. I just want to know that. So I have been spending time over the years to just like feeling like, what is my truth here? Am I moving away? Am I following it? Am I suppressing it? And we do all of these things. So it's learning the language of your flow or of your soul, how it shows up. Another way it shows up for me is that I get these goosebumps or truth bumps or God bumps. It's just like, There's this energy. And when that happens, then I know that truth is definitely coming through. It's happened for years. And I really enjoy them. It's like a confirmation. It's not always there. The confirmation is to feel that I'm the crest of the wave and I'm just following along and noticing how that water or that energy flows through me and where it wants to go, what it wants to say, how it wants to express. And it always comes with a sense of joy or yeah, inspiration is a really good way of saying it. There's an energy that feels really good. And as you start listening to that over time, you really get to know it, and it's lovely. It's really lovely. And then from then on, it's been a matter of learning to trust it and willing to make mistakes, willing to go like, wow, it just really felt right, but this doesn't feel right. So it's also learning. It's learning. It's not like once you jump on it, you know, you got it. You got your A plus and you're on your ride home. It's a learning and it's falling off the surfboard or falling off the wave into the water. And then you kind of have to catch your wave again. And then there's, can I trust it now? There's so many things that are involved in learning to find your own flow. So that is really go with the flow, is learning to deeply listen. And one way of saying it is learning to feel what a yes feels like in you and what a no feels like in you. And then there is actually a space in between the yes and the no, which we also often ignore. And that is called I don't know yet. So there's yes, there's no, and then there is I don't know yet. And those are very important to learn the flavor of a yes and the flavor of a no. The yes has an expansion and aliveness, and the no, you'll notice like there's kind of a pulling back. There's like a this or pulling back. And if you don't listen to that, you usually get yourself in trouble somehow. We've all done it. I've done it. When I had my big bang awakening many years ago in Denmark, I went through the biggest hell ride of my life because I was not listening to this no, which was really obvious when I look back. I totally ignored it and I let somebody else decide what was true for me. And it got me in a lot of trouble, a lot of suffering, a lot of suffering. So I learned that that was not a good idea. And then it took me a long time to learn to really deeply listen. So, how do you trust this? Listening for the yes and the no. And that is a practice. And that is something I can definitely help you with as a self-love mentor, a Comey therapist. That is like a real focused attention on what is the body actually trying to say. Once you learn to listen, then you need to be a little courageous, kind of try it out. And it's really smart to try it out with people that you feel safe with. You can even say it, I want to find out, I feel this, and can you be there with me so I'm not alone in this? There's many wonderful ways to learn to practice it and to learn to trust it. And then once you do, then it's like you can jump up on your wave, and then you can explore it more, because now you kind of know what is a left, what is a right, what is a straightforward. You kind of know it. And then you flow with that. And then you are open to see where the flow wants to take you. as opposed to the mind that always wants to stay safe, stay separated, pretend it's not the wave. That's a big one. It's almost like denying that I am that wave. And then there's all these ways where the separate sense of self creates a world that is not connected to the wave, to the flow. And then you get in trouble. It's, you run dry because you don't have that flow nourishing you and guiding you and showing you. So, first of all, is the willingness and also the desire to know this flow. If you don't want to know the divine flow, how to live, how to surrender your will, it is really thy will be done, and the flow inside that guides you. So that's why it's really important to learn to listen to this flow and take the time and listen. So that means you can pause during the day, and you can just pause and say, am I following my own flow? Am I being told by others what is my truth? And just pause and just find, what is my flow here? Is that? Is that? What is it? Practice it. Practice it just during the day. Take a pause here and there and just go like, okay, am I in my flow? It's like, oh no, my God, I'm going in this direction because this person told me, and it's completely not what I want. So take a breath, come back to your flow. And this is also where it takes courage to tell somebody no, because you feel no. And it's not selfish. It's not bad. It's not wrong. It's certainly not unspiritual to listen to this no flow. Oh, that's a good one. The no flow. And then start practicing honoring it. And the more we do that, the more we come back to the flow, because if this is a no, then you just go and you wait for the yes, so that you're always moving along in your flow. And this flow is the abundance, the fulfillment for it to express itself as you and me, without the separation, without that separate sense of I, that separate sense from God. It's you're coming back. So it's a very intimate process to realize that the divine is really at the core of you. It's your soul, it's your being. It's that sense that is always there when you listen to it. Yeah. How do we commit to that on a daily basis? I only know one way, and that is because I want that more than anything. I want the flow more than becoming separate and have this experience and that experience. If that's what you want, that's fine. We are here to experience ourselves separate from God for whatever reason. We can go into that in another talk, but do it and enjoy it. But if there is a time where you go like, I want to actually know what it's like to just live as thy will be done. And thy will is in here. You're not giving yourself to an outside authority. You're surrendering to the true will which is right inside. It's your soul. It's not separate from you. It's only separate as an experience when you move away from it. So today, my friend, let's see if that is really what you want. And then commit to that. Make that your daily practice. Make that your daily commitment when you get up in the morning. If you can really feel that's what you want, if it's done up here, it's not fully alive in you yet. But if it's fully alive and you really want to know, make that your commitment in the morning and just say, okay, flow, I really want to know. How do I flow with you as one? Okay, let's try that. And if you need help with that or support, you can always reach out, because this is what I love, to support anybody to jump into their own flow. Have a beautiful flow and a beautiful day. Bye bye.